Oh fuck, we're just starting to record it now. Okay, so um for the DAX, we have a mini gap supply area. If we reject pull back a bit and reject, want to see bearishness back into the zone, really undervalued readings, then we can look to buy on the regular trading
Yeah,
hours chart. Now, personally, if you ask me, I think what we're seeing today, or what we saw from last week's close, I think go pushing back up a little bit into this mini gap and the supply, possibly. I wouldn't really want us to short this thing, but I think we would feel this mini gap pull back a bit and continue forth. So regular trading hours, unadjusted charts, adjusted, adjusted. So we have the same gap on the adjusted chart. If you notice here on the unadjusted chart, right? The second
yeah,
level just isn't there anymore, right?
yeah,
We're only left with this level, the adjusted chart. So the adjusted chart is just a chart that is adjusted for futures contracts, etc. So on the adjusted chart, the second level isn't existing, and but on the unadjusted chart, you would see that in a moment now. You see,
yeah,
we still have the second level, but on the adjusted chart, it's already filled. So if you ask me, I think really this would be an ideal zone where we would want to see, where we would want to place our set, which is top entry target. Long position here, 723,729. This is where we want to place our stop loss. Is it that we can go okay, minus 33% below the zone, which is within this level on the unadjusted chart? If you look at the adjusted chart, is somewhere below this low. So we can either choose to say, okay, I want to place my stop loss on the minus 33%, or I want my stop loss to be below the pivot on the unadjusted chart because we are going to hold for a very long time.
yeah.
So
But
if you
that's where
want
I got
to,
my stop at the moment.
yeah, if you want to be aggressive with your stop, you either put it here at the minus 33%. Since we can both agree um, that this zone is our ideal zone where we want to see a reaction, right? And then you can say, okay, once this mini gap is filled, I want to enter and hold on till we get overvalued on the weekly valuation tool, which is what you can see here. Once we get
Yeah,
entries within this valuation reading on the 8 hour chart, we want to hold on till we get overvalued again. How about that?
that's it.
All right, so we'll look at the S&P. The S&P 500, uh, bro, it's crazy. S&P and the Nasdaq, it's crazy at the moment. Let's look at that. Okay, so I think we're done with the DAX right now.
Got
We
10 minutes left in the meeting.
Oh fuck. All right. Let me let me quickly go to the CFD. CFD, CFD, CFD. Here we go. CFD, CFD, CFD. Watch list. All right. We have it. Okay. So on the CFD chart, I think we also have the same thing. Quickly demand, hit, rejection for the DAX 30. So um, We can't get any in like regular trading hours or no regular trading hours. This is a CFD. So on the CFD chart, you see we don't have a level on top of level here because we reacted off of this demand zone here. We push higher. So you can either combine your stop loss from here to here, or you have minus 33% below the zone. So the CFD chart, I would go with this, just like we also found it there on the futures chart. So you go with either the wicks or the bodies of the candle, which is really from 23609.80, and then you're gonna have your stop loss either from here to here or just below the pivot.
Uh,
So you pick what you want to do with the stop. So I think on the futures chart, we're just gonna go fill the mini gap, and then on the CFD chart, we have a more profit potential of 1 to 4.3 risk to reward ratio. Hmm. So that's it for the DAX. 23609. And then if you want to say, okay, let me be more aggressive with my entry because I don't want to miss out on potential trades. We want to enter 23688.81. And then you can either have your stop loss minus 3% below or right below the pivot here.
yeah.
So I would reckon this, but if we go with this entry, we're only going to have a 1 to 4, which is still nice. Sorry.
Well, I got 1 to 3 on my
Yeah, it's a 1 to
um
3.7, 1 to 3.7. I didn't move the entry up. I just did it now. 1 to 3.63 if we go with this one. Just aiming for the previous highs, and we can still aim for 1 to 4 since we are trading in line with the trend. So since we're in sync with the trend, we can look for things like this, and a pullback, drop, and the rally on the DAX. So what do you think? Looks safe, right?
yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So we can look at the Nasdaq, the NQ. Wow. See what this thing is doing on the futures chart, right? Remember I told you I was skeptical about this gap, and you were
Yeah,
like, it's filled, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I wanted to see it pull back to the close of this candle. So really, what we did was we filled the gap halfway on the previous week. So this is the weekly chart, right? If you go to the daily chart on the Nasdaq, okay, you're gonna see how we feel. You see,
yeah,
initially on Tuesday we came so close, but on Friday we came below the Tuesday's pivot, and then we rejected immediately. So it's more like a back and forth market. We're still within this range here, which, to be fair, I don't, I don't, not sure of. We might likely see a pullback again. So
yeah,
for me personally, I wouldn't really want to be involved in this type of market where we don't have any clear entry for now. And if we use the fixed volume profile from this low, get a sense of what's going on with market participation. So we see this is the high value area here. We closed below it here on Friday. We opened close above it, came close at it, opened up, closed above it, opened here, came to it, bounced off of it, closed above. Here also we opened here, rejected below it, came back above it, and closed right there again. So there's a lot of back and forth within this value area or high volume area. And also if you look at the anchored volume profile, okay, see, almost the same thing. So
yeah,
for me, This market, even if we grind higher and maybe we start seeing pullbacks and we're like, okay, we hit here and we come back down looking for where to buy or demand levels on the daily chart. Let's go down to the 8 hour to see. Oh wow. Maybe these zones would look nice to buy. That's if we don't see lower time frame pullbacks. But if you look at the weekly valuation, to be fair, it's not something I would want us to look
No,
at the moment. You see here, this is the weekly time frame. See where we are?
it's right in the middle.
Yeah, right at the middle. So, which is not good for us, to be fair. I want to see something like this long-term undervalued and shoot higher. On the daily chart, we the daily chart here, we are currently coming from undervalued here. We rallied, but we're still coming from undervalued. That's for Europe, which I don't, let's take off Europe for now. Okay. Yeah. So for US interest rates, we undervalued on the daily here. Prices rallied a whole lot, came back to the middle here, pulled back. Right, we're now within this range. So I don't know, but for this chart on the daily time frame, is we're still a bit undervalued short term. But on the long term, we're not undervalued, we're not overvalued, we're right at the middle.
Yeah.
So there's no clear trend for me on higher time frame. Longer term, there's no clear trend until we get undervalued on the weekly chart. So for this one, I would say, uh, let's look at the 8 hour chart if we can find things like currently we're looking at the electronic trading hours, which is the Globex session. Let's go down to 4 hour, 120 minutes. Okay. There isn't any clear zone. Remember, I drew out this zone on Friday, which I said might see a window of opportunity. And yeah, on the Nasdaq, it was very bullish that it came below it a bit and rallied again.
Yeah.
This isn't considered for me. This isn't a window of opportunity because this demand zone is within a Globex, within an electronic trading hour, which is not what I like to see. It's not what I like to see. This is the Globex low for this very day on Friday, and this is the high. We only broke above the high, which I think,
Yeah.
okay, we might come back into this supply zone here and let's highlight this supply zone for a moment.
We've got 1 minute left.
Yeah, I see. Doesn't if it closes, I'll send you mine. So we might see this thing drop from here and come back below this low. So if that happens, no, it's very possible. Do we have gaps on the weekly time frame? Currently, not really, really, except for this gap here. We have a gap. So we also have a gap here. So I have two gaps, one here, one here. This one